Hello and welcome to the first episode of a series on creating a complete Spider-Man cosplay. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Spider-Man face shell. I am using the templates by Sean's Crafts, and I will be making mine in a very similar way to his method, so I won't go into much detail as he did. I'll leave a link to his video in the description for a more in-depth look on how to make it. I printed out the templates, and for my face shell I used cereal boxes. After cutting the pieces, I assembled them together with tape and superglue. The initial one was too small, so I made a new one that was slightly larger. No joke, this just landed in the garbage can. That wasn't planned. I added some reinforcements inside the mask, then coated it in resin. After the first coat of resin, I realized I forgot to add a lip around the inside edge of the eyes for the lenses to sit in later. The templates I made for this part will be available in the description. I cut the spacer pieces out of cardboard and glued them on top of each other. The number of layers will depend on the thickness of the magnets you're using. It should be about the thickness of 2 magnets stacked on top of each other. In my case, 4mm. I glued them inside the face shell. I then glued the other pieces on the inside. I then coated them in resin. I then cut out the lens frames from cereal boxes and temporarily taped them into the eye sockets, maintaining their shape while coating them in resin. After about 2 coats of resin in total over the whole face shell, both inside and out, I sanded everything. I then coated the face shell in a thick coat of flexible spackle. Then, once it was dry, sanded it smooth. I then coated it in primer, and at this point you would continue to fill and sand if needed, but mine was good, so I just gave it one final sand. I then drilled holes for ventilation. I then glued foam on the inside for comfort. Comfort? Almost as comfortable as this Ben Films t-shirt, which you can grab now at my merch store. Show off your love for the channel with our range of stylish and comfortable merchandise. From t-shirts to hoodies, we've got you covered. Grab a hat and sticker to complete the look. Visit my store now and represent your love for the channel in style. Alright, back to the video. I cut out some copies of the lens frames out of 2mm foam and cut holes in them to hold the magnets. I superglued these pieces on the back of the lens frames. I then superglued the magnets in. I ended up later adding more magnets than you see in the video to make it stronger. I glued the corresponding magnets on the face shell. I then glued another copy of 2mm foam lens frame shapes onto the cardboard lens frame. I sanded the edges of the lens frames with a rotary tool to make it even. I then heat sealed the lens frames using a heat gun. I coated both the face shell and lens frames with Plastidip and painted the lens frames afterwards as they were not dark enough. I stuck some white perforated vinyl to some clear plastic and cut out the lenses. I also cut out an extra copy of just the clear plastic. I glued both pieces on the back of the lens frames with the perforated piece behind the clear one. And there it is, the final face shell. Stay tuned for the next video where I transfer the pattern to fabric and puff paint all the pieces. Thanks for watching. Click here to see the full Spider-Man cosplay playlist to see how I make the rest of the costume. that's all for now. I'll see you next time.